So we are live. Namaste, crypto aficionados. This is the Digital Capitalist Show. And today we have John Moore, also known as Jonny Litecoin. Welcome to the show, Johnny.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming. And so let's start and let us have a little bit of introduction about yourself and how you came to crypto and Litecoin in particular.
Yeah, so I worked in the payments world for the last 12 years or so.
Okay.
And, I like the payments business, but I started to see a lot of problems that the public doesn't see. Things with identity theft and fraud. And I got to see kind of the dirty end of payments. The businesses losing money to this consumer fraud and identity theft. So when I kind of was reapproached with crypto in 2017, I known about it before that, but it didn't really absorb into me. I never really sat down and looked at it. And I was fed up one day. I was in my office. I was a credit card processor.
Okay.
And somebody came in and they were like, Johnny, I have to show you a Litecoin transaction, the back end on the blockchain. And I was like, all right, look. And we went to a website and they're like, check this out. $1,000 was sent from New York to California. No banks were involved. And I was like, no banks were involved. Because the banks were driving me crazy. So I was like, I really got it then. And I ran around the office I was in. I told everyone we were going out of business. I said, this is going to take us out. You guys, oh my God. I said, I can't. I was so fascinated that you could get the information, that it was a public record, that you couldn't corrupt it. In the payments world, sometimes for our own customers to try to get information on transactions would be impossible. It'd be like, where did it go? Did it disappear? This being able to see this data on this Litecoin transaction was amazing. So I was all in crypto then as far as my mind, and I started studying it. I bought a little bit of it, and I was off to the races. And I didn't really, I guess in the beginning, I knew I wanted to be involved with crypto. I knew I wanted to own it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do in crypto. And then when the bear market started in 2018, people were like, oh, Litecoin's dead, Bitcoin's dead, it's dead. And I was like, it hasn't even started. You guys don't know. So I was like, man, I got to get out there and really explain to people why they're so needed, that this hasn't even gotten started yet. So that's when I kind of started doing my Litecoin videos and going out there and trying to help businesses accept Litecoin. And really wanted to show people that this is a viable payment option. It works. It's there for you if the banks and system turn their back on you. And that's what a lot of people don't get. They think the regular banking and payment system works great. And for most of the time, it works pretty good. But there's a lot of businesses and business types they blackball and they don't want to do business with. And those people have a lot of problems. There's, credit card payments can be have fraud for 6 months. Business can accept a payment 5 months later, they can lose all the money from that sale. So I was like, wow, Bitcoin and Litecoin, the transaction's final. When you send it, you send money over the internet. There's no fraud. So it was like an answer for my customers. And that's what really got me into crypto.
Right. Fantastic. And I saw you when we were friends on Twitter. I used to see you post. You used to go from shop to shop, company to company, store to store. And you were one of the most dedicated and hardworking guys in crypto. So hats off to you. But tell us about tell us about the take-up rate in the US. Are people welcoming the idea? Are businesses welcoming the idea of accepting crypto now?
Yeah. So basically, here's how it works on the street. Businesses really will accept any payment type that there's a demand for people to pay with.
Okay.
And that's easy for them to accept. That's the key. It has to be easy. You can't disrupt the business's operation. You can't tell a place you do everything through this system, but for this type of payment, you have to go to this completely different system. You're like, no, it has to all be done through this main system. So right now, we can integrate anything into the systems that are out there. The systems now are mostly switching over to like cloud-based systems, meaning the point of sale systems that
POS.
the POS systems. So you can drop an app into their crypto payment app easily and have people pay with crypto. The issue is the demand for people wanting to pay with crypto. People actually have woken up to the fact that this is a good store of value. And when they buy crypto, they don't want to get rid of it. So we're seeing this Gresham's law take effect, which the good money pushes out the bad money first.
Right.
So what we're going to need for people to for more take up and more crypto acceptance on a broader scale is going to be when the incentive is given to pay with crypto. Right now, if you told most people, hey, it's going to cost you the same thing whether you pay with your Visa, check card, cash, or your crypto, outside of some people that don't use banks that say, hey, this is really convenient, I like this option. The people that have a bank account and have crypto, they're saying, well, the crypto is like my savings or it's an investment, right? I'm not ready to pay with it. They might not even know how to do a blockchain transaction if you ask them. So really what's happening is the systems are getting made a lot easier now to make a payment. So one display of that technology would be the Flexa network. And that was the Speedin app that John Kim and myself did a ton of videos for. John Kim was really the king of videos for this Speedin app. So Flexa also integrated that technology into the Gemini app. So basically, in Gemini's mobile app, there's a button that says pay. And now you can hit that button and go into Dunkin' Donuts, Bed Bath & Beyond, any of these stores and pay with Bitcoin, with Litecoin, with the coins that Gemini supports. So to see more adoption, we're going to need to see the incentive given to use your crypto. So now if somebody said, hey, there's a 5% cash back to pay with your crypto, people might say, oh, that's not bad. I'm saving 5%. I could buy crypto for 1% or 0.5%. Now I'm beating the system. I'm saving. So you'll start to see the adoption take off. And that's all coming. It's so there's tons of merchants right now. So there's so many more merchants accepting Bitcoin and Litecoin right now because of this Flexa network alone. You can go into Dunkin' Donuts, Bed Bath & Beyond, Express, Ulta Beauty. There's probably about 20 popular big box stores that you can go into and pay. So it's a lot of large retailers.
Okay. When we think of Litecoin, it's the fork of Bitcoin and it's like the little brother of Bitcoin. We know that it's faster. I've used Litecoin and Bitcoin. I remember when 2 years ago where the Bitcoin network was so congested and I got so frustrated and I was using Litecoin all the time. Even doing trades I was doing in Litecoin. I was selling Litecoin into Ethereum. It was so fast. I just felt that it was so fast and moving. And and I do have a portion of my savings in Litecoin as well. But what is this Nimble technology? And maybe you can explain to us a little bit about Litecoin and this new technology that is coming up. What is it that is going to set it apart from the rest of normal cryptos? What is that key
Sure.
difference? Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. I just want to say one thing about the fees real quick too,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
right now the fees are a big problem
Yeah.
because really for real world business, there's a few crypto networks that large companies would trust. It's Bitcoin, it's Litecoin, and it's Ethereum.
Yeah.
Not really much outside of that you're going to want business to use and transact with. So you're actually using crypto right now to send a Bitcoin transaction. Most wallets it's going to cost $12, $13 from that wallet. If you can, now some wallets will let you lower the transaction amount, but then a lot of wallets don't let you, and then the people have to do that. So point being, you could send Litecoin from these wallets for a penny. They got to say they got to send 20 transactions and the wallet's charging them $12 a piece.
Wow.
That's $100 in transaction fees.
Yeah.
We could say, hey, you could have done that with Litecoin for 10 cents total for all the transactions. So it's definitely a really big use right now for Litecoin. I think you're seeing a lot of more transactions happening on the Litecoin network. So that'll lead me into Mimblewimble. So one thing that with Mimblewimble that's really cool is that it's really scalable. So most privacy solutions are not that scalable. Like Monero is like the gold standard of privacy coins, like on chain, but it's not that scalable for transactions per second and to do a lot of stuff with it. Mimblewimble is 3 times more scalable than Litecoin. So meaning you get a lot more output and throughput.
Right.
And that's key because you're actually gaining in scalability in use rather than decreasing it. So I think that's like so important for people to know. I think second, the fact that it's structured as an extension block is key. Because one thing is we do not want to hurt the liquidity of Litecoin. We don't want exchanges to delist Litecoin. Much as I believe in certain things and have my values, I don't want to hurt Litecoin from people from being able to buy and sell it and trade it. It's very important that it's widely accepted. So the key thing is with an extension block, a government, a country, an exchange could say, we're not going to support Litecoin Mimblewimble, but we'll support the regular Litecoin business as usual. So then you just send your coins back on the main chain and to the exchange.
So it's optional. So it's optional. I can choose if I want to send it via Mimblewimble, or I can use the legacy chain.
Yeah, and that's really important because you don't see privacy is important on one hand, but then on another hand, a lot of times you don't want privacy for certain things like donations for a charity or something. You want to track what comes in. Now, maybe the user wants to use more privacy with how they send the coins to donate.
Right.
That's on their part. Then they could use Mimblewimble to then kind of cover their tracks, in other words. But the person accepting the donations could say, hey, we want everything to be seen so people can see what's coming in, yada, yada, yada. Say government, in the future, I want, I hope Bitcoin and Litecoin bring transparency to world governments and where they have to use this in some way, shape, or form so we can audit them. So in that case, we don't want it to be too private because it's like we're not going to know what they're doing. So I think it's important that it's optional. So it gives kind of like total freedom for the situation. So that's definitely key.
Yeah, correct. And the founder of Litecoin, I think is amazing because the thing about Charlie is that he sold every coin, and people have a lot of them are really butthurt because of
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
I don't know why, because for the fact of the matter that he's still around, even though he
Yeah.
sold his coins, he's still around working hard on Litecoin speaks volumes. I mean, I think give that man credit, So I
He's
think
more around now than he was
right,
even like a couple years ago. So
right.
he's never been more involved in Litecoin and what's going on. For me, that made me want to get more involved with Litecoin.
Mhm.
When I first heard it, I was like, this is interesting. I never want to react to something I see on like the news or on TV. I just say, let me evaluate it. And I just thought about it and I said, this is being done for a reason of good. And I said, you don't want one guy to be controlling coins on a decentralized network. I was like, interesting. And then I was like, then when I saw Charlie was still around and working on Litecoin and really involved in it and like motivated to work on it, I was like, my God, this is like, this couldn't be a better like situation.
Yeah.
Charlie's an awesome guy, great
Yeah.
founder, and great influence on us all that support Bitcoin and hold
I think he's psychic, I think he has some psychic abilities. Whenever he says that you need to sell off your crypto because the market is going down, the market really goes down. And he asks you to buy and then it really goes up. I think he knows the in and outs of the market. Yeah.
He's probably a little psychic, or he's got some good
Yeah.
he's definitely does. He's got a good read of what's
going on. Yeah.
He's very calm too, and like
Correct. So that's why, because now there's the craze of the NFTs and all that. So that's why he was saying, hey, hang on a minute, there will be some, but there'll be a lot that will be gone, right? So because people are just throwing money now, whatever projects that's coming out in DeFi and all that, the people are just throwing money at all those projects. And so he's telling them, hey guys, calm down, this thing is just a fad, it's going to go up soon. It reminds him of that 2017 ICO's madness, craziness.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with him. Now, see, for me, NFTs, they have a really big use case for like tickets, for like concerts and things like that. But that's NFTs that don't have value. That's just using them. So I see a huge use for them in society, but not really as like, people have to know this is not money. It's not a cryptocurrency. Like, so I always, there's what I call like commodity money, which crypto world to me is Bitcoin and Litecoin is your commodity money. It's proof of mining. There's a cost of creation. They dominate the networks. But then there's crypto tech. And I don't knock crypto tech. There's some crypto tech that's going to do really well, but it's not commodity money. They're not, crypto tech isn't trying to be a money or like a world currency. So I just kind of look in two different ways. And I understand more like, I guess, like the money side of it than like the tech side.
Right. I also want to ask you, where do you see cryptos in general heading for this year? What's your outlook like for this year? And also, what are the other crypto projects that you like other than Litecoin?
So I definitely think the market's going to keep going up this year. I mean, this is definitely a bullish year.
Okay.
people are saying, hey, we're going to top out in the fall. The market's going to we're going to go back into a bear market or whatever. I don't really know if I see that happening this time around. At least not as bad as last time, because last time the crypto market was fueled by retail and speculation. This time it's fueled by institutional need. Two different things. Two totally different things. So, you know, I think it's why we're not seeing the big sell-offs. I mean, you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, we just saw a big sell-off, this and that. I feel like they're trying to manipulate the price down. It's no coincidence we saw Janet Yellen come on TV stuff. It's like, you know, but if you notice, the price starts trending back up because it's a lot of buyers and money waiting on the sideline to come in.
It's something different from the last time. Exactly what you're saying. It's different. It's not like
totally
2017
different.
where, you know, there used to be China FUD and all that, and markets used to take a real tumble and all that. Now it's coming back up as fast as it can, you know, and it's coming back up with a vengeance sometimes. So, I mean, a lot of times. And the institutions that are coming in, they are not, I mean, they are huge. They are like, you know, you have like Elon Musk, $1.5 billion, right, of Bitcoin. I mean, this is proof that cryptocurrencies are here to stay. And another thing I just wanted to point out that Grayscale, like, you know, they've been buying so much of Litecoin, right? I can't remember how much is it. Let me see if I can.
I think they bought 80% of all Litecoin mined in February.
Okay, let me see if I can share this. Can you see this? Grayscale.
Grayscale
bought 80% of all Litecoin mined in February. And it's like I think they are expecting a huge demand for Litecoin. So they're just like buying everything up and then waiting to sell to somebody, maybe, I don't know, or just holding it.
There is a demand. The only reason they're buying Litecoin is because there's a demand for the Litecoin trust from institutional buyers. So it's they wouldn't be buying it unless there was a demand from their customers. And that's, you know, again, what I, you know, institutions and big people, big players, they're going to go to Bitcoin first. And there's a few other crypto networks. So like, look at coins Grayscale supports. The coins PayPal decided to support. Look at Google, what they just integrated into their like finance browser. They put a couple cryptos in like some Google finance thing or something. So, you know, just even on TV, look at what cryptos will put across the ticker. So this is kind of what like accepted by like everybody. And like, you know, a lot of it's time in existence. Why is Litecoin so popular? It has been around for a while, which is, that really says something, because you're somebody that's a big company. Well, they're not going to want to buy a crypto that just popped in the market a month ago.
Right.
There's no history behind it.
There's no history,
This is super exciting that Grayscale bought 80% of all Litecoin. A lot of people forget too. Litecoin has a halving cycle the same way Bitcoin does.
Bitcoin does, yes. Yes.
So there's going to be another Litecoin halving in 2023. As you know, I want everybody to know, if the market dips the end of this year, 2022, Litecoin has a halving in 2023. So you could definitely see, you know, Litecoin definitely. We saw a pump into the last halving. Really, what might happen coming into this next one, besides for a, which is speculation, you get people buying it, is where the, the demand, outpaces the supply that's getting put on the market. And that's where we get that supply. And we kind of got that this year with Bitcoin. And a lot of us predicted that, or last year with Bitcoin. After the halving, there's less Bitcoin, half the amount hitting the market every day. And there was going to be this supply shock, and that the price was just going to kind of rise up. The price has to rise to meet the demand. That's
correct.
What happened. So don't be surprised, guys, if we see that happen after the next Litecoin halving. That's all I can for everybody.
5,000 Litecoin. 5,000 Litecoin.
To the moon.
To the moon. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I just want to ask you. Okay. We all been hearing about this great reset. They've been coming out on us, and they have been blasting this message everywhere, telling us that you will have nothing and you will be happy, right? So just tell us, what do you think this is all about? What's the end game? I mean, what's the end game for them, and how can we protect ourselves financially from this great reset?
So if you guys are watching this show and you know about cryptos, you're protecting yourself from this great reset. And basically, people that own assets will do well. Assets meaning Bitcoin, Litecoin, cryptocurrency, gold and silver, precious metals, real estate. Certain businesses are assets that'll do well on the other side, that are that are tech focused, or that have a niche. So the great reset. There's so much going on right now, and there's a lot of people don't realize, but the financial system failed September 2019, and the repo market exploded. Repo market blew apart, and the overnight rate spiked. Usually about 1 or 2%, spiked to like 10%. So this blew the system wide apart behind the scenes. It was like you had a boat, somebody blew a big hole in the side of the boat, and now water's coming into the boat, right? It's like any hole in a boat, it usually doesn't get smaller miraculously. It's kind of going to get bigger and bigger. So the repo market, they were having to kind of cover it up behind the scenes. The fall of 2019.
Okay.
The Fed was having to inject money into the system every night. More money and more money and more money. Coincidentally, something came the beginning of 2020. I don't want to say what it is, but everybody knows what it is. It's affected all of our lives. Thing out there why we're wearing the masks. Okay, so because of that thing, now they were able to fulfill several key sets of agenda that they had. They had to fix the financial system. The repo market exploded. They had to kind of change the rules, and they also had to create tons of money. They couldn't just do this because everybody thought, hey, everything's great, this and that. What do you mean? There's a huge problem. The system's failed. What? We thought everything's great. So they couldn't just come out and do it. And then the other reason is too, they would have got inflation right away. They needed to slow down the velocity of money. Velocity of money is money turning over through society. It's if I pay you for a pizza, and then you go out and get Uber that night, and then the Uber driver buys beers on his way home and then orders food, right? The money's turning over in society. Well, they had to basically stop society from operating so they could slow down that money from turning, right? I think the reason the mask thing and that thing's here is because of that. It basically let them create all this money, change the rules when nobody's really paying attention. Everyone's just worried about what's the other thing that's going on.
Right.
They slow down the velocity of money.
Mm.
And they also, too, they couldn't just bring it about because people weren't technologically advanced enough.
Okay.
People were very especially before 2020, were very behind the ball in terms of tech. People couldn't do Zoom. There's so many things that they couldn't, do. So they needed to basically get people more up to speed, is what I feel like. So it's, so you're seeing several things being played out right now.
Okay. Great
Reset. And I feel like we're going into a hyperinflation, and we're starting to see it now in certain areas. And you won't see it in most areas because the velocity of money is not moving. So they can create all the money they want. If it's not moving around, they're not going to get hyperinflation.
Okay.
We're seeing it in the baseball card market, believe it or not. The price of sports cards and baseball cards has went up thousands of %. It's went crazy. It's went absolutely crazy. Reason being, it's a business where really started moving. People were sitting home. The government sent people checks. They can't do much. People are digging through their attic, old baseball cards, this and that. They're buying cards on eBay. So we're starting to see the hyperinflation there a little bit. The price of commodities is rising. Corn, wheat. So the price of the commodities is rising. The M1 money supply is gone parabolic. You can't do all this stuff and the price of goods stays the same. The price of goods has to rise to the level of what they've done. And the thing is, they've shut down the economy. They've killed a lot of people's work ethic and stuff. People are, there's just so much, killed a lot of people's motivations because people are they're just mentally depressed. And masks, people are pissed about that. People are afraid. There's just so much going on right now. So we're going into full-blown UBI, Universal Basic Income. And where the precursor for that right now is the stimulus checks. They couldn't just start UBI and it'd be people be like, what? All Americans get a salary? What do you mean? For sitting home, everyone's going to get paid? They had to do it with these stimulus checks. So notice now people are demanding stimulus checks. They're demanding them. You can't send people money and start taking it away. This will never end. This is a runaway train. So they're going to have to keep creating more money, less out. So we're in a horrible situation right now. It's going to end in a hyperinflation, I feel like. And that's, I don't want to give these lunatics too much credit behind the scenes that they have this grand plan for what's going on. I think that's, we're giving them too much credit. I just think they've mismanaged things and they're evil and they're for their own best interests, and they want to control us. They want to take away our freedoms. They want to sell the medical agenda of getting those things and
and I was reading in they wanted to give out like $10,000 of stimulus checks, I think. Is it true? It's $10,000 or something like that. I don't know.
They're gonna give so the next round of stimulus checks is gonna be $1,400 per person. So then a family of 4 might get $5,600.
Right. Okay.
$5,600. Then a couple months goes by, that money runs out.
Yeah.
You need, and then the thing is too, once the weather changes in the US, people are going to go out and they're going to be spending money, and then the velocity of money is going to pick up. So we'll start to see, I think we're going to see a major rise in the price of goods this year. But, you know, probably in the next couple of years, we'll hit the hyperinflation. And then I think they're going to launch the digital currency. I think they're going to launch it sneaky. I think that's one of the agendas that, you know, they'll definitely want to do that. And that's where we got to educate people. See, Bitcoin, Litecoin, good, goes up in value, more purchasing power. You can hold your own private keys. You have the monetary sovereignty. People are going to be using in the future their central bank digital currency because they're going to be like, they didn't see it coming. They have the system, or maybe they didn't have money to put into Bitcoin or Litecoin. You know, not everyone's enough to, you know, let's face it, if it's between paying your eating or buying Bitcoin, you're going to pay your rent, then buy Bitcoin. So it's
right.
You know, so it's we're going into you know, some crazy times, even crazier than what we've seen with the craziness going on.
Wow, man, I think we need more cryptos. We need to stand by and we need to save. And I hope that, you know, the viewers understand and they decide to, you know, keep a bit of their savings into cryptos, because if what you're saying really comes true, which it looks like it, the way that we are moving towards, it looks like it. I would really, suggest to the viewers to keep a little bit of their savings in cryptocurrencies, because you own the keys to your crypto, and don't leave it on exchanges, and don't keep it on exchanges, and keep it with yourself, so you become your own bank. And that's the whole USP of Bitcoin and Litecoin, is to remove any third party and let you and empower you to be your own bank.
Yeah. It gives us the power back, which is key. And then maybe they'll give us better service and better products and treat us better. You know, look, if Bitcoin would be a huge success and Litecoin would be a huge success if they had to be nicer to us, because they were like, okay, people have this tool now to fight us back financially. Let's give them better services and better interest and better this and better that. It's only going to put pressure on them to treat us better as the citizens.
Right, true. So, any last words? Also, please let us know where we can follow your work and how we can keep up with your work and follow you.
Yeah. So, the main place I'm on is probably Twitter at Jonny Litecoin. You go to YouTube, you could type in Jonny Litecoin, see YouTube videos I did, and that's the main way to keep up with me. But just you know, I tell people this: don't look at it like you're buying Bitcoin or Litecoin. Look at it like you're converting money into it, or you're exchanging money. Because if you were in the US and you traveled to Canada, you're going to say to yourself, I'm buying Canadian dollars. You're going to say, I'm exchanging, or I'm converting into Canadian dollar. So think of it with Bitcoin and Litecoin, you're exchanging or converting into a future money, an internet-based money, a better form of money. So get that mindset, and then you won't be so inclined to buy so much at one time, which I never, you know, it's always better to kind of average in, and you don't want to overextend yourself, because then if you overextend yourself and put too much money in, and then the price drops, and now you're going to be really like, so if you get more in your mind, hey, I'm exchanging into this future money, whether it dips or goes up, I'm exchanging into this better form of money that all these smart people are talking about now online, and Elon Musk and all Michael Saylor and all these guys, Tesla moving their balance sheets, doing what those guys are doing. And notice those guys didn't buy all at once either. Michael Saylor, this guy's buying Bitcoin every month. So just kind of follow what those guys do. It's not too late. Don't think you're too late, because look, it's not a get rich quick scheme, Bitcoin and Litecoin and cryptos. Just look at it more as preserving wealth. So there's a lot of different uses for it. So look, don't look at it as, oh, I'm not going to get ultra rich. I got in too late. Look at it as we've hit an iceberg as far as the economy goes. There's a gaping hole. We need to save ourselves. Bitcoin and Litecoin are a way out. So when your life's on the line, if you were on the Titanic, you weren't worried about what kind of money was sitting on that lifeboat waiting for you. You just said, I'm getting in the lifeboat.
Yeah.
I'll pay to get in, I'll pay.
Yeah, well said. Yes, true. Yeah. Yeah, I like the part when you said it's preserving your wealth, and don't think it as a way to get rich quick. A lot of people just want to get rich quick, but it actually preserves the wealth, and fights against the inflation. And that's what we are all worried about right now, because the cost of goods is going up, Yeah. So thank you so much, Jonny, for coming to the show. I really appreciate. It was wonderful talking to you, and a lot of and you shared with us so much of knowledge. So thank you very much, and hope to have you on the show again sometime.
Yeah, whenever you want to have me back on, just holler at me, and we'll come do an update in a few months for you guys.
Sure. Thank you very much, Jonny.
Take care, guys. Have a good one. Thanks again.
Please support my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe.